I'm Ash. And welcome to my bathroom. My tiny, tiny, tiny bathroom. Sorry about the background. I'll get a better one someday. When I get a better mirror. So what I'm doing is I am going to do a video of me talking about non-binary things while I do makeup. Yay! For those of you who do not know me, which will be hopefully majority of the people who watch this video after a while, I hope. I am a non-binary person. I go by they, them pronouns. I bind and pack almost daily. I am... Yeah. So, I'm gender fluid. So some days I feel hyper masc, some days I feel hyper femme. Today, I'm like right there in the middle. I feel like binding, yet I'm going to do makeup. This is my life. Also, I'm doing this video so that I don't have to talk to the walls anymore. I'm quarantined alone at home. So it took me a while to find the right spot. I've done moisturizer and primer so far. So let me talk to you about my life. So first question I get asked on a regular basis from several different people. Does it bother you when people use she, her pronouns for you? Answer, yes and no. Bear with me, guys. I don't have any sponges or brushes. Oh, I have some brushes, but not the ones for this. Yes and no. It bothers me when people who know me, that was too much, use she, her pronouns. Use she, her pronouns for me. Sorry. When they use she, her pronouns for me, but it does not bother me if someone who doesn't know me uses them, because I know I still look hyper femme. So like, for instance, if I'm working at the front counter at work and somebody comes up and says, "Hello, ma'am, I'd like some help with this," that's fine. But also, if I'm at a burlesque show and you do know me, please use they, them pronouns. That's all I ask. So yeah. Question number 2. I don't know. What should I say? Question number 2. What should... My skin is so dry, and this is still a bad angle. I want to get close to a mirror, but... We'll get this someday. I need it right here is where I need it. Okay. So that's foundation-ish. Okay, another question that I get asked all the time. Another question that I get asked all the time. I suppose it would be, the next question that I can think of would be, how did I come by this decision about my gender? I guess. Sorry, I'm not very good at this, guys. I'm not very good at talking to the camera about me, and yet I want to start a vlog. Easy answer. Sorry, this is just brilliant. This is just one of the best videos I've ever made. And lighting is still terrible. I suppose, so I'll just tell you guys how I came about realizing that I'm non-binary while I decide what color scheme I want to use. I'll go greens. I think I start with dark. No, I don't start with dark. Sorry, this is just absolutely the best video I've ever made. Sorry. Okay. So, here we go again. Here we go again. I am a natural writer and stuff. I like to create stories. It's one of my favorite things to do. I love creating stories. I love it. It's one of my favorite things to do. And sometimes the inspiration for those stories comes when I'm listening to an old favorite book or watching an old favorite TV show or something like that. That didn't turn out so well. I like that kind of a situation. Sorry, I keep going out of frame, guys. I like to come up with stories, characters and storylines that go along with the story that I happen to be enjoying at that particular time. And I do this for every single thing that I watch or listen to or whatever. Bear with me, I don't know how to do makeup. So I was listening to one of my all-time favorite books. And I came up with this amazing character. To go into that story. I forgot to knock off the excess. And now I've got blowout everywhere. Not too bad. Not too bad. It's terrible, but it's not too bad. I know you guys can't actually see it. I will take a better picture of the actual final thing and post it on my Facebook and my Instagram, which I will see if I can link below. This is my first time delving back into YouTube in quite a while, so bear with me. I may need a little bit of time to figure out how to properly do the description, but so I was listening to one of my all-time favorite books for the, like, 5th, 6th, 7th, 100th time. No, it's not Harry Potter. Though I am a major Harry Potter fan, and I think I'm coming up with my Slytherin look today. So I was listening to this story, all these characters that I just absolutely love, and just familiar voices, I guess, familiar, it's a book, so, but I was listening to it on audio. It's really hard to explain. But I was enjoying their company, for lack of a better term. I was enjoying the company of my good friends from Tamora Pierce's, this is not going well, Tamora Pierce's Protector of the Small series. And I came up with this wonderfully awesome character to go into that story. His name is Ash. Yes, I stole his name, and let me explain to you why. So I was coming up with this story, I was coming up with this character, and he was turning out really, really awesome. He was turning out really, really good, and things were going great. And then, and I was basing him off of the, a little bit off of the original character from her books. The original character from her books is, someone who, yep, that didn't work. Yep, that didn't work at all. I'm learning too, guys. Is someone who, a female, cis female, who wanted to, become a knight, and her twin brother wanted to become a wizard, because magic exists in this world. So they decided, since they were identical twins, they decided that they were going to, that they were going to switch places, and he was going to go to the City of the Gods, which is where the boys would go who were learning magic, and she would go to the palace to learn how to be a knight. And they both love this idea. So she spends the first 2 books hiding her gender so that she can become a knight, and she becomes the first knight in the country, first female knight in the country in over a century. Yes, Tamora Pierce's worlds are very, very well thought out. So she becomes a knight, and so on and so forth. Yippee! So that's how it goes. And I kind of sort of loosely based the main character of my book off of her. But the difference with my character is he's transgendered. Like, really, really transgendered. So not only is he hiding his gender, his birth gender, because he doesn't want to be caught, he's hiding his birth gender because that's not how he identifies. So I started doing some research into transgendered people, transgender terms, how to pack, because I was really identifying this character with this character, and I wanted to be them at the Renaissance Festival in the when that came along. So I looked up as much as I could because I wanted to know as much as I possibly could about the world. I know I'm out of the frame. I'm sorry, guys. But so I wanted to know as much as I could about the world. So I started looking up a bunch of stuff about the world, and I got into some things about some information and some quizzes about what's your gender identity. So I started doing some gender identity quizzes. And I'm sorry I'm saying all the time. Things might get better, but probably not. This is just me, guys. So I started doing some quizzes and started doing some soul searching and stuff like that. And I came to the realization, oh, that looks good, that I am not always female. I would try. I was raised in a very, very religious household. One where, because I was born a girl, I was encouraged to have long hair, yet I always wanted short hair and never understood why. But I was always afraid to go really super short because, well, like every single girl who's had long hair and then goes, oh, I think I want to cut it short, but I'm not sure if I would look good. I've always wanted to cut it short, but I'm not sure if I would look good with short hair. I was one of those. Sorry, I'm in the corner of my eye. Give me a minute. I was one of those people. One of those that was like, no, I would never look good with short hair. And then my daughter ended up with a lice infestation in her hair. And we had to cut her hair really, really short. And so I figured I would make her feel better and I would cut my own hair in solidarity, but also because I wanted to cut my hair. So I did. And I mean, I cut it. Some of you who are watching this know how short I cut my hair. I mean, I cut it really, really short. I think the shortest that I ended up going was 1/2 inch in the front, and the top part was 1/2 inch long. That is how short I cut it. And I loved it. I loved every second of it. I thought it was the best. I loved every single second of it. I loved it. So things were going well. How's this going? This happened before my book stuff. And I had been short-haired for a while, and I loved it. And then I started writing the fan fiction that included Ash, the character. And doing the research to make sure that I wrote the character right, I discovered little things about myself that were not necessarily fully feminine. My love of short hair, my enjoyment of I don't have the right brushes. I don't have the right brushes. I need more brushes, guys. And so I made the decision. Well, not the decision. I made the realization. I guess that's the better way to put it. That I am not fully female. Okay. What does this mean for me? So I started talking to my husband about it. And the first thing that he told me, right after I told him that sometimes I identify as a guy. Gotta love my husband. The very, very first thing he ever told me after I told him that, okay, I apologize in advance if I accidentally get something wrong. That's it. That's all he said. And I practically cried. Because my husband was telling me, I love you no matter what. And I wanted to cry because of it. I think some of you can understand. So the very next person that I came out to, hopefully you watch this video, I love you, was Annie Mae Allure, a really good friend of mine, who is a professional performer, someone I have known for at least 6 years. We both have sons who are very similar in age, and both are dealing with the quarantine issues of having kids at 7 years old. Well, she is. I wish I was. Because of my husband's immune compromised state and my fact that I work out and about. I'm a food delivery driver. Sometimes. Yes, I know I'm using a contour as an eyebrow thing, but it works. We didn't want to risk anything with my husband. So he is currently with our kids at his mother's house, and that's kind of the reason why I'm doing the video. Because I want to be able to talk to something other than the wall. And so talking into my phone makes me feel like I'm talking to real people. And I know that people will actually watch this even though it's going to be over 30 minutes long, and I apologize. Because I'm not editing my videos right now, and again, I apologize. But, so anyway, so I came out to Annie Mae Allure, but how I came out was as gender fluid, where if I was dressed as a guy, I wanted her to use he, him pronouns and call me Ash. Her response? Okay. And I sent her a novel on Facebook Messenger. And I mean it, a real novel. I sent her a real live novel in like 4 different messages. I'm going to get really close to the camera again. I'm sorry. And I'm sorry for saying sorry all the time. And I knew her response was going to be meh, which is kind of the reason why I like her a lot. Oh, that's better. So she, hold on. Pray for me, guys. I'm doing wing liner. Yay! It worked. The first eye worked. Ha-ha! So she did exactly what I expected her to do, which was go, okay. And she actually asked me a number of times which I was going by. And such. So that way she could make sure that she got it right for me. It's liquid eyeliner, guys. So she was really, really kind, and it really boosted my self-esteem a lot. And I changed my name on the DoorDash app, which I was surprised that I was actually able to do, but that was awesome. And I started going to shows, wearing men's costumes. Granted, they weren't very good because they were homemade, but I started going to burlesque shows, wearing men's costumes, and that sort of thing. And everybody at the burlesque shows was super duper supportive, which is the reason why I love the burlesque community in Kansas City, especially those that go to Mother Earth's Brown Sugar Cabaret and the Rude Review in Burley Q, the #1 rated burlesque show in Kansas City. Thank you, Annie Mae Allure. But it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough of a change. Because in my everyday life, I wasn't always feeling one or the other. I was often feeling both all the time. Since I made the discovery, I realized that I did almost always feel both. So that'll work. I finally made the decision that I was truly non-binary. And I mean truly non-binary. Truly non-binary. I identify as both almost all the time. Almost all the time. I do not feel dysphoria about my chest as of right now. I actually have started having some dreams about having this chest surgery, but I'm nowhere near being ready to be there. It turned out okay. So I decided to go with they pronouns, which did take me a while because, like I said, I'm a writer. And things went from there. And now I'm happiest in myself. And I love it. I love every single day. So we're going to jump to the final reveal of the face. Shall we? Better lighting, worse background. But here's the beginning of the look. Winged liner. I know my contour is still kind of off, but I'm learning. I'm liking the eyes, sort of. Not sure about these particular colors together. Might choose a different one for the brow bone, but this is the look. I kind of like it. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to post them in the comments and let me know how you like this video. And if you'd like to see more, there we go. That's better. That's much better. So let me know how you like the video in the comments. Let me know any other looks I should try, any other questions that you might have about me, about life as a non-binary person, about anything really. What it's like coming up with burlesque routines, that kind of thing. Any suggestions you might have for me for burlesque routines? I'm looking for a song that I can do a Slytherin routine to. So that should be good. So let me know. And thank you for watching. And subscribe and all that jazz.